The name is Nyarazai Martin Shoko. Working in a Salesforce role now. I'm working for an award-winning Salesforce consulting partner. It's an IT firm in South Africa. So I'm working for them in South Africa and in Zimbabwe as well. I'm so happy to work in that role because we do, as a Salesforce consultant, you do implementation, you work with customers, you work with solution architects, you work with devs, you work with business analysts. And like I said, you work with customers. So it's so critical. You don't do a hit and run job. You know that I have to deploy this solution while it's working in line with customer specifications. And number two, I'm going to be here 2, 3, 4 years from now, supporting this and growing together with the customer. So it's quite interesting to work in a Salesforce role. Well, I joined this firm just this month in January 2023. What I was doing before, I moved into there from telecommunications background. In telecommunications, I was in commercial. The commercial function, this is sales, marketing, customer service, product development as well. But being sales and marketing trained post-MBA, this was mainly the business side, the front end of things, working with customers, meeting sales targets by subscriber, by revenue, usage revenues, and average revenue per users, etc., all those telecoms metrics. I've been doing that for over 10 years. And yes, it was not Salesforce. I heard about Salesforce this way because in telecommunications, we use a lot of systems and applications, right from ERPs, billing systems, etc. So we're looking at one of these things. The most popular this part of the world has been SAP. So looking at SAP, but I discovered, no, this thing has got a lot of shortfalls because it's primarily on-premise. We need something that is very flexible, that is on cloud, that is mobile, take it wherever you go, and that is awesome. So someone suggested, guys, check out this thing called Salesforce. So we looked at Gartner rankings and we discovered, Salesforce is the best, is the leader. So I started researching then about Salesforce. Then I bumped into Trailhead. I started working in Trailhead. This is about 3 years ago. Discovered, this thing works. Then from then onwards, I wanted to learn now. I then had to research also about firms, companies, organizations that will help me through my learning journey. And interestingly, on YouTube, I bumped into Bradley Rice, Salesforce for Everyone. And I followed it through the 5-day challenge. And I followed, and Bradley said, come on, why don't you come in and join? We've got an interesting group here called Talent Staker. And I joined. From that day, I joined in January 2022. And from that day onwards, my life has been very different, but exciting. Let me tell you what excited me. There are about 2 or 3 things. Number one, there was study groups in there and programs. So I was allocated, I was given study groups, guys that we were working with, and we were meeting weekly, twice a week. And I was the only one in Africa. The other guys were in Europe, Canada, and the US. But look, we enjoyed working together and we supported each other through the learning experience. This is before we even got a single certification. Well, the second thing that I liked also, Talent Staker also, besides giving a group, it had a pacing program. There's a pacing program. The program also, which is number 3, had content, because there was serious content that you had to follow. Bradley Rice would do videos, and you have to follow this video this week, etc., and it recorded your progress as well. So I liked it a lot because I followed it through. And in addition to that, the time that I wrote the exam, I certified and said, guys, I passed my certification. I failed once, I passed the second attempt. And when I passed, wow, my group was so happy, we were all happy. We passed at different times, but this is the 4th thing that I like most about Talent Staker. You then get to do the project, the real-time project. We assigned a supervisor. Our supervisor was Yash, he was in Canada, and we were all over the world. And real learning began. So I really enjoyed the journey. Up to now, I'm sticking with Talent Staker, supporting all the other newbies that are coming in, answering questions, etc., and even asking questions on the group, because you've got a community that you can lean on and that you can rely on in real life cases. Talent Staker Salesforce is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Robert Greene said, if you like shortcuts in your life, then mastery is far from you, and you are also far from it. That's a given. So I started in January. I only certified in August, on the 15th of August to be specific. And that was Salesforce Talent Staker throughout that period. So the key challenge is, number one, I was pivoting from a commercial to an IT field. So that pivot means you got to learn new concepts, new ways of doing things. So that took me time. Number two, work commitments. You want to do Salesforce from 8 to 5. You want to be on the Talent Staker platform from 8 to 5. But at times you got to be at work. You got to rearrange your schedules to make sure that things fit. You have targets to meet at work. So it was just an issue of balancing out my life. Say, hey, please, I don't want microwave success, because you will get a job and you are sitting there, you are useless, you know nothing. So even if before you go to the job, when you go to the project, you'll be useless. You know nothing if you just microwave your way to success. So it was very important for me to take that time to learn, so that I go over those two major hardships. I would say there are three of them. From the moment about 2 years ago in January, when I joined Talent Staker, I think my light switch turned on. I said, wow, there's a community that can support you like this. I liked it. Then the second moment, obviously, when you get certified, after all the sweat and the midnight oil burned, you will rejoice. But the third one, which is key, my first project. The real project after certification, and then Talent Staker allocates you to a guy who will lead you and supervise you in the new team for that. Wow, that was, to me, that was an eye opener, because you learn, you do theory, but when you do projects in real time on the ground, you gotta learn to discipline yourself. You gotta create time for your team members. You gotta come up when you have to. So it was a lot of learning, and my life which really turned on. So it's just those three moments. I like them a lot. Well, I think from my first certification to landing my first job, that's about a year or so. I think I could have done it sooner if I had taken Anita's advice. I had a chat with Anita that time, and she was saying, "Come on, let's sit down. Let's work on your LinkedIn profile. Let's work on your CV. Let's work on your interview preparation." But that time, I think it was year end at my old workplace. So I was so busy. I did not have that time. So as a result, it took me a little bit longer to land a permanent job. But however, just that Talent Staker on my LinkedIn profile and Salesforce and the certification, well, it got a lot of interest from recruiters. And my first role from LinkedIn, right? It was a part-time role, though, just from LinkedIn, and very short-lived. But even this one, again, from LinkedIn. So I think just that stamp, Talent Staker Salesforce combination there, because Talent Staker is a career development program. I could have used it sooner with much bigger impact if I had completed the program in full. That is the full LinkedIn profile assistance, CV, and interview assistance. I think, let me speak to that from two perspectives. Perspective number one is just maybe Zimbabwe and Africa. Zimbabwe and Africa is still a greenfield as far as Salesforce is concerned. This market has been predominantly SAP. We see a little bit of Microsoft D365, a lot of Oracle systems here and there. But Salesforce is superb. It's very user-friendly. It's highly customizable. And it is penetrating. They have set up an office in South Africa, just this 2022, which is a sign, it's a vote of confidence in the African market. So it is growing in prevalence. And because of that, there are serious opportunities. There are shortages. And the second perspective is globally. Look, there's a little storm right now, whereby people say there are layoffs, Salesforce is laying off, etc. Well, that's going to happen. It's going to happen at any time because an industry has to shake out and stabilize. But there are huge opportunities. Despite all that, it's a storm which is going to pass, and I believe it's already starting to pass as we go, because the whole world has been in recession, moving from COVID-19 into war in Europe. But all that, look, those are use cases for Salesforce, because Salesforce is expanding. It's not just an ordinary CRM, as you know. It's a fully fledged enterprise cloud with automotive cloud, manufacturing cloud, financial services cloud, health cloud, etc. So you can be what you want to be in that ecosystem. So there are opportunities. I think I'm very convinced there are a lot of opportunities. Even in the firm that I work for, when you sit down and look at gaps that need to be filled, there are massive gaps that need to be filled. And I guess it's the same for all firms and all customers. That's what I believe in. 100%, my life has changed in a big way, because Salesforce brings some clarity to the way you do things. Just from the way they do deployment, you want to mirror that into your life as well. I think it brings a lot of change and a lot of clarity. I actually know that, especially working even also as an admin as well, I actually know that in a week I have to do user management, data management, security, analytics. So you take that structure and import it into your life personally. You discover that it works significantly. So my life is changed big time, and I always make sure in any given day that I plan my things, I plan my life in advance. Things don't just happen. I have to plan and make things happen. This is one of the key things that I learned with Salesforce, with this career pivot. So life has changed 100%, Anthony. What I've learned is, I was mentioning that to my wife today, actually. I think in life, you can be what you want to be. I can be what I want to be. Even if I want to really focus, press on, and become a solution architect, I can be that. The key lesson is that, why this late? Maybe I was holding myself back for the last 5 years. I could have done it earlier, something like that. So I've said to myself, I'll always be on the lookout for such opportunities, so that in the future, I don't leave an opportunity on the table that has got so much potential to change my life, to change my financial setup and everything. So basically, I can be what I want to be if I want to be that.